This is the Conscious Hour.
That is very true. That is very true. And you know what's funny? The Israeli soldiers who fought in Lebanon know that very well. That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
They know that. There was a video of one of them the other day. It was from several years back, but it was reposted again. Telling his mate, dude, I know if we go in there, we're going back as coffins. I know that. It's, I'm not going to say much more difficult, but it's going to be more difficult. Listen, it's very difficult to them in Gaza, but in Lebanon, it's going to be a different story because they are very well embedded. And although Israel had these massive blows at a leadership and top figure personnel levels when it comes to Hezbollah, they haven't had a remote success when it comes to that, when it comes to Hezbollah's capabilities. And that's something that's really frustrating them. So if they haven't managed to find the tunnels in Gaza for so long, in Gaza, what makes us think that they can get it with Lebanon? If they haven't been able to prevent the Gazan resistance from launching missiles on Tel Aviv almost 1 year into the war, what makes them think that they are going to be able to achieve that in Lebanon? There's a lot of muscle flexing. There's a lot of psychological warfare. There's a lot of will, a big will to instill the spirit of defeat in all peace and justice loving people, not just the people fighting. These people are at the forefront fighting this evil, but they want to instill it in anyone who even considered or considers the prospect of a change. They want to tell them either my way or you're dead, basically. So that won't work, unfortunately. I mean, you've come to the wrong people. Talk about the bravery of Gaza. You have lions in Lebanon. You had people from the southern suburb of Lebanon going to the place where Sayyid Nasrallah was assassinating and chanting again, we will continue and this won't stop us. And including, I think his son was there too. You can't defeat the people like that. And the civilians saying we will not leave Gaza. And we know we're paying this price because of our support for Gaza. And they are. They are paying the price because of their support for Gaza. With their life. And what's more noble than putting your life in the front line to help people? And every act is noble, resisting this evil. But you're talking about people who literally are facing war because of their positions. And again, it's not changing anything when it comes to that. It's bringing more people to support the resistance against Israel. It surely isn't making Israel look like the peace-seeking democracy in the Middle East that it always claims it is. And it shows that it's not about Hamas and it's not about Hezbollah. What does Karish have to do with Hezbollah, the gas field? Why do you want to cancel your agreement now? Why are you saying that we have a historical right in the land of Lebanon biblically? Why are you saying that we have to occupy parts of Lebanon to remove the threat? Why? Because they want to control the whole territory. They want to control everything. From their perspective, they are entitled. They are entitled. They believe everything belongs to them. They don't care about anyone but themselves. Within themselves, they are a sociopathic society, selfish sociopathic society. Netanyahu doesn't care about his own people, typical traits of a sociopath. And within them, they have sociopaths upon sociopaths, let alone how they would view other people. To them, yeah, just expansion, of course, kill them. Kill 100,000, 200,000, 200,000, a million, hell, nuke them. They don't care. And it just shows the true reality of this situation. If they wanted to have an agreement with Lebanon, they could have had an agreement without shooting a missile at Hezbollah, by simply stopping the war in Gaza. And again, think about it from a rational perspective. 7th of October happened. Why did it happen? That's a different argument, and the long suffering of the Palestinians and the attempts that the Palestinians tried with Israel to have a prisoner swap agreement, because there are Israelis in Gaza from 2014 and the Palestinians are trying to release people, statehood, rights, equality, all of that. But we will put that aside, the recent escalation. So of course, it didn't come out of a vacuum. The Palestinians have justified resistance, but starting the 7th of October, Israel, of course, ignored a couple of things here and there. They could have prevented something. They didn't. They spinned everything. But it was a blow, and all of this happened. Well, the first thing you would think, anyone who actually has genuine care for his people, is, how do I stop this right now and get my people back? Because my people are at risk. They are in enemy territory. We cannot guarantee their safety. And although Israel was hindering their safety in Gaza and killing them, by the way, so the least safe thing for Israelis in Gaza was Israel. The least safe thing in Gaza for Israelis kidnapped in Gaza was the IDF, bombing them, specifically bombing them, gassing them to death in many cases, including people who were in the army. I posted a video about 10 months ago about the mother of an Israeli soldier who later found out, after they had an autopsy and an investigation, saying, we reached the conclusion that your son died because of gas that was due to an Israeli bomb launched at a tunnel because we wanted to target a Hamas member. It says a lot. And then again, of course, they ignore her in mainstream media. She put something on her son's, what's it called? Grave. They remove it. And they continue. You would have reached a certain settlement. You would have gotten your people back. What's the price, Hamas? Oh, I want to release X. Okay, fine. A difficult blow. We're going to have to swallow it. Why? Because if I am in an existential threat and I need to bite the bullet, I'll bite the bullet and take myself out of the existential threat to later on think what I'm going to do with you. That's if you only want to deal with it, still want to deal with it in a violent manner, not reach a whole solution once and for all for the Palestinian people who are only asking for equality and justice, equal rights between the Jordan River to the sea, treat us like you treat the Jews. That's it, simple. It's the same rights. But no, they call themselves a Jewish state, a Jewish supremacist entity. They are. B'Tselem called them apartheid, an apartheid entity, one of the biggest Israeli human rights organizations. This is apartheid. They want to continue down that, but at least you could have at least said, well, okay, if I still want to deal with it violently, I don't want to reach any resolution, although that's the long-term, lasting, safe solution for everyone. You know, Israelis, Palestinians, Jews, Christians, Muslims, atheists, whatever. Getting equal rights, is it that difficult? It's not difficult. Hamas won't have a basis. No one would have a basis against you. If you're saying I'm giving everyone equal rights, what more do you want from me? They would say nothing. But they want that. You would have at least reached a deal with them and then said, okay, I'm going to get the Israelis out. It's probably going to be a heavy price. And then Hamas, I'm going to show you. And if you're serious about your precision missiles and really targeting Hamas, well, we saw that you can have precision strikes when you attacked, assassinated Haniya in Tehran. Exactly the person you want to target. Clearly in Gaza, they had another intention. destruction and ethnic cleansing. Destruction worked, ethnic cleansing didn't work.
This is The Conscious Hour.